The law on the new National Theatre has been returned to the Assembly by President of Republic LEKÖ, with the head of state arguing this law should be revised once again. The state budget for 2018 has been revised mid-year. The government has approved the draft law on changes where it is estimated that revenue has decreased by 4 billion LEK compared to the plan. Ambulances are already equipped with life-saving devices. Health Minister Manastirliu said that there are 100 ambulances that have been modernised, and before the end of the year, another 32 will be added. Good evening, it's 6 o'clock on Friday the 27th of July 2018. Welcome to the English edition of Aura News. My name is Alexandra and I'm here to bring you the day's top stories from across the country translated into English. The President has returned the law on the National Theatre to the Assembly, declaring that it violates not only the principle of legal security, but also shakes the current legal stability on which ownership and development relations are regulated. In the announcement published by the Presidency, it is stated that the President has returned the law for review by the Assembly and invites the Albanian Parliament to reconsider the law in its entirety. The President of the Republic recognises that this law, submitted for proclamation, is not in compliance with constitutional principles or international acts to which the Republic of Albania adheres or has ratified. In addition, the spirit of this law runs in contrast to the current legal system on which Albanian society has been developed. A decision has been made in order to respect the constitutional principles and to ensure that the legal order of norms under Albanian legislation is the same and equal for all, so that no one can have preferential treatment by the government through the Assembly, especially in regards to use of public land of historical importance to the value of art and culture of the Albanian state. I have decided to return for reconsideration in full the law on the determination of the special procedure for the negotiation and conclusion of the contract with the object, design and implementation of the urban planning project and the new building of a national theatre. Under the present conditions, the Constitutional Court cannot exercise its sublime function, that is, the constitutional control of norms issued by the government and the Assembly, or the interpretation of the Constitution. As such, the role of the President of the Republic in assessing legislative initiatives assumes another responsibility, as it remains the last institution where the legislative activity can be controlled in compliance with the Constitution. The President of the Republic, in capacity as head of state and as a representative of the unity of the people, based on the Constitution of the Republic of Albania, has decided that this law should be returned once again to the Assembly. The law should be given time and due attention to be re-evaluated by the Assembly, it is written on the Presidency's page. The law was passed at the plenary session of the 5th of July 2018 in the Albanian Parliament and sent to the President of the Republic for decree on the 10th of July 2018. French ambassador to Albania, Christine Vasak, issued a call from Korça today for the Constitutional Court vacancies to be filled as soon as possible. Currently, the number of judges has fallen below the operational minimum due to the removal of some members as a result of the vetting process. Asked about the progress of justice reform, the diplomat said that it is on the right track, but there are still many steps to fill, including the highest levels of the judiciary. I am closely watching the progress of justice reform. There are many stages to be met, including the highest levels of the judicial system. The Constitutional Court should be put to function as soon as possible. The whole political class knows this. The Council of Europe has made a recommendation on June 26, and the prospect of negotiations should become reality by June next year, said Christine Vasak. This assumes that reforms need to continue and justice reform needs to be completed. The French diplomat also stopped on the operation of the magistrates' school. She said that it is important for Albania to engage in fulfilling the reforms. The School of Magistrates must work, which we have supported from the beginning. We believe in a well-formed, courageous magistrate acting according to the law. This supposes fighting corruption and organised crime. The road is clear and work needs to be done to implement the reforms, said Christine Vasak. Regarding the scepticism of some European countries, Vasak said that the recommendation for Albania was also attributable to France and the Netherlands as much as the other countries. The French ambassador was on an official visit to Korça in order to meet with local leaders. The Albanian government has revised the budget back in the middle of the year due to poor performance of customs revenues. The decision was adopted at the last meeting of the government, and if we make a comparison of initial revenue plans, the total expenditures decreased by over 4 billion lek. The budget change in the middle of the year is a phenomenon criticised both by experts and international institutions. The main effect of this change in income is given by the foreign exchange rate, which has brought 3.6 billion less, which is expected to continue in the coming months, according to the fact that the European currency continues to be weak. According to the decision, revenues fell from 357.4 billion lek, which was in the initial budget, to 353.3 billion lek in the normative act. This change also affects administration employees who are not expected to get an increase on their pay wages for 2018. With regard to investment funds, the government has not approved funding cuts, but only reallocated them from low-performance projects to higher-performing ones. Recent budget changes are positive as they foresee a special amount for bonuses at the end of the year, and the amount available is around $30 million. Amendments approved by the government for this year's budget are expected to be discussed in September at the Assembly with the launch of the new session. The budget revenue performance has been negative for the first 6 months of the year. According to fiscal indicators of the Finance Ministry, if a budget plan comparison is made, there is a lack of more than 7 billion lek. The road police have taken additional measures throughout the country in order to prevent accidents and increase road safety during the tourist season. The measures to reduce the number of accidents were presented by the Director of State Police, Mitat Tola. There has been a reduction in the road death toll by 9 when compared to the same period 1 year ago, and there were also 33 less serious injuries. Meanwhile, measures taken by the police have resulted in a crackdown on drink driving as well as other violations that affect traffic safety. Over the last week, the road police have arrested 85 individuals for drink driving and 151 drivers have been arrested for driving unlicensed. Concerningly, about 490,000 drivers have been fined for various violations of the road code, such as speeding, incorrect overtaking, not fastening the seatbelt, and for using mobile phones while driving. Police Director Tola said the road police has increased the punitive force against those who attempt to corrupt road police employees to avoid administrative measures for the violation committed. Similarly, from the observations in the road axes, it turns out that many pedestrians do not respect the traffic rules by returning to the source of the accident. 100 ambulances spread all over the country are equipped with modern life-saving medical facilities. Minister of Health and Social Protection, Manastirliu, said that new standards providing better quality services for citizens are now in place. She added that a further 32 ambulances will be added before the end of the year. Today, we present an innovation regarding the emergency services. 100 ambulances from the territory have been equipped with modern medical facilities. All new life-saving devices, including trauma sets, incubation sets, medical sets, treatment sets, equipment for measuring life parameters, guaranteeing a new service standard for citizens. Within the year, we will have 32 new, modern, fully equipped ambulances with life-saving facilities that will undoubtedly bring a new quality of service to citizens, said Manastirliu. The Minister of Health also presented the data of the coordination unit regarding the response to medical emergencies. According to Minister Manastirliu, the number of calls has quadrupled to over 187,000. The Medical Emergency Service already has standardised uniforms, giving a new, dignified face to national urgency. We started from the Tirana Emergency and the Coordination Unit to continue with Durrës and all of Albania, said Manastirliu. The activity also introduced the standardisation of uniforms for Tirana's emergency staff, which, according to the Minister, will give a new and dignified face to the national emergency services. And that's the news across the country today. Thank you for watching our English edition this evening, and be sure to join me again every Monday to Saturday at 6 p.m. for the latest news from Albania. Once again, on behalf of Aura News, thank you and good night.